Well, good morning. This is Jim Whitehead, All Power Group and Phoenix Animal. And this is kind of a little short explanation related to some plans with the channel. So what we're going to be doing is most of my format on these lives were, in essence, don't mind me here, in essence, Mickey Mouse is here. Uh-oh. Hey.
Hey, I'm sorry. Oh, boy. I was Mickey Mouse there for a minute, but okay, let me start again. I'm sorry. I know, you say, what, is this the first time you ever done this, Jim? Anyway, what my channel has been is it's animal channel. I love animals. And, sometimes you have to make some adjustments in your channel where you feel that it's not the best in the world and there's better things you can be doing. So what is going to happen, and of course, typically we call this a channel makeover. It'd be nice if we as human beings, especially mine being 75, that I could do a makeover and be 21, but the best I can do is do a makeover of the channel. Now, what basically happened, I'd say when I started doing live vertical presentations, YouTube was, in essence, and they try to steer the creators in something that, I'm not saying it benefits both people, both the creator and, of course, YouTube. And if YouTube can't do improvements and things on their own, it wouldn't be a very good medium to be on. So, every week they're announcing new things, better things to help the creator. What I found with the vertical live, I like going live, and as you know, I'm live now, and I'm going to be doing a makeover where instead of the vertical, and we call it 9x16, so it's in essence skinny and tall. What you're looking at now is a typical 9x16. And, with YouTube and the shorts are 9x6, it made sense at the time to be doing vertical lives that are the same 9x16. But a little birdie, or as they had said to us, so much of the content that the creators put together, believe it or not, are watched on large TVs. Now, I'm blessed to have in my home, I'm in an office in the back that we have a separate building. We have a 65-inch, and I know darn well if I was, and I used to watch, it just lately I don't, but I used to watch YouTube on TV. Regular TV when I was exercising. So if it's a vertical live, it really isn't going to show up real well. I mean, you're going to have this kind of relatively small, short, skinny, tall video. And most people say, oh, I don't really like that format. And I don't blame you. So what I'm going to be going over to is the 16x9, which, as you can see, I'm not even using half the space you have. And certainly when I'm putting out content to my customers and subscribers, you want to make sure it's the best it can be. And as subscribers and, as content creators, we are trying every day to make it better. So this is only a short kind of telling you what's going on, and so you don't kind of get off on what the heck's going on. Now, Jamie Whitehead, my Shih Tzu, and Miss Perfection and Big O and Big G are all going to be included in this makeover. And what it is going to be, and I'll be starting probably tomorrow or Saturday at the latest, is a channel that will be sometimes live, sometimes recorded, depending on how I want it to be. Because when you do live, like I'm doing, live is live. If a plane hits this building, you'll be part of it in so many words. So it, is kind of neat. So what's going to happen is, and the format's going to be, and I admit, we as creators, I felt like my live vertical wasn't working well. Again, it isn't great for YouTube if they're expecting people are going to watch my channel or me on, a big TV at that 9:16, tall and skinny. So we're going to be short and fat in so many words. But in other words, it's 16 long, 9:9 in whatever size the screen is. So besides that, yes, I was doing for quite a while different animals that we've loved through our life, Rin Tin Tin, and I can go on and on and on. But what I'm going to be having this channel, it's going to be, because I don't want to drop animals, because it's kind of one of those things where it's what you feel is what is best for everybody. And animals are loved. And animals are wonderful. And so the channel in this format, the 16:9, is going to be news items. Like, in other words, on the day or even maybe the day before, you can pull, and I verified yesterday, not that I didn't think so, but there is a lot of daily news around the world, good and bad, related to nature, animals. So in other words, I'm going to have on my days of presenting with documentation, with pictures and verbiage as to what is some interesting animal happenings around the world. And as I was listening to them yesterday, there's a lot of things, and that's part of what we are here for, either teaching people or presenting something that in your busy schedule you wouldn't probably have time or find. Because when I did a search yesterday in one of the AI programs, I said, okay, tell me some interesting, factual animal happenings throughout the world. And it gave me about 4 or 5, and they were like, boy, I didn't know. I didn't hear that. So you will, right along with me, be able to follow some of the interesting things that are happening around the world. Obviously, a lot of the YouTube, when I go on, when I exercise at lunchtime or before lunchtime, I open up my YouTube and I'm looking at, of course, whatever people are doing so I can watch some things. It's so political. It's like mean, ugly. And I know controversy and other sex, I guess you might say, people beating up other people, plane crashes. Those are the things I got to admit, as a YouTube content creator, those a lot of times take over the space. So, in other words, one, being on a 9 by 16 vertical presentation won't show well on TVs, and from Amazon, YouTube's stats, about 40%, and I never knew this, and it's good that they have analytics and so on and so forth. So many people, almost half the people, or half the visibility of what goes on is on the big screen. So people eat dinner, and a lot of times, besides other shows, they put on YouTube, and of course it fits the screen, and there's some real good stuff. I mean, as we develop as a YouTube participant, things get better and better every day. So I'm glad, and I hope you appreciate the change in the channel. And again, when we talk about, individual animals and friends and some animals working together, I mean, I'm not saying that's bad content, but it's kind of one of those things where a lot of folks don't really have the time to watch that type of presentation. But if you have a relatively short newscast in this format, the 16 by 9, it's going to be relatively short, and it's going to bring up maybe 3 to 5 of interesting things that have happened in the world related to animals or nature. I don't want to just restrict it, because when you say animals, I know it gets into, is that reptiles? Is that fish? Just, it's on anything that's technically not human, I guess, is how I can describe the channel. So anyway, I'm so glad you've helped me. You've stayed with me. Everything that has happened has always been appreciated, your support. And I'm just hoping that you will enjoy the new format and the new content. So again, I think I'm going to sign off with a thank you and say, I wish the best for everybody. And I always have. My theory of just about anything is we've got a wonderful country. Things are a little scary right at the moment. And I know you're not going to go, well, what he's talking about. I know we all have our issues of feeling that things are just moving too quickly. And so, there's people that think it's great, other people think it's terrible. So a lot of the content on YouTube, as you would see, is all kind of relating and discussing who did what to what and why and when and who's going to get fired and who is liked or disliked. It isn't where I find it that interesting. The things I keep watching on YouTube when I'm exercising are things that either A, help with ideas as to what to do with the channel, our channel, and some things that more or less improve things and make things a little bit better. What's coming down the road that I will be doing is putting my presentations into multiple languages, because right now it's English, and that's about the only thing I can speak. So, and I know a lot of people, especially in other countries, wouldn't say, well, yeah, I had to learn English, so I understand. No, they don't. So that's another nice thing that's happening. And YouTube is trying to do its best for the creators. And I think that's all I have to say. So it's still all Power Group. And the animal side is Phoenix Animal. And as I said, you're going to see as one of the reporters, Jamie Whitehead, our 11-year-old Shih Tzu, and Miss Perfection. And these have all been team members. If anybody has followed the channel for any long length of time, you will see these characters. Also, Big O, who is an orangutan. And then we have Big Gorilla. He's kind of like the bodyguard. He stands at the door, and if anybody tries to come in to take over the channel, like, yeah, okay, I have to worry about that, right? He would hit him in the head. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I want to thank you very much for everything you've done. And just to explain, the channel isn't going off, well, all of a sudden I'm going to be talking about eating pizza. It's still going to be animals. It's going to be in a much better, I feel, format so that I can show more. And it shows better on normal TVs. So I guess it makes sense, and I hope you agree with me. So I want to say thank you and all the best in the world, and I'll see you when I'm on the next time. I appreciate it. So thank you again. Be well. Keep smiling.